Now on to chapter 2, verse 3. But you suppose this, you foolish person, who passes judgment on those who practice such things and yet does them as well, that you will escape the judgment of God. So for the most part, this verse rehashes the previous verse, but in the form of a question, which Paul uses to make a very, very important point. From verses 1 and 2, we understand that Paul is singling out a single person, or rather a single type of person, the one who judges others for practicing evil while they themselves practice evil. And here Paul asks that person, who is so quick to run to the judgment of God, how on earth they think they are going to escape God's judgment. And what you're beginning to see here is how Paul is going to be arguing throughout this entire letter, essentially showing this certain type of person the absurdity of their own logic. Now, this is not some flimsy, millennial-sounding, don't judge me, or only God can judge me attitude that Paul is taking. He is addressing a specific issue. The one who is judging others while proving themselves incapable of accurately judging what is evil, namely, themselves. Now, this is a recurring problem that if we're at all familiar with the Bible story, we have seen time and time again, especially with the Pharisees that Jesus deals with in the Gospels. In the context of the Bible, this is a unique problem of those people who hold to the law, using it as a basis to judge others, like the Gentiles, but believe themselves immune to the wrath of God because they practice the law. And when these people who hold to the law bring it with them into the church, they are called Judaizers. These people we meet in the book of Acts and become a recurring problem throughout the New Testament. So we need to keep Paul's letter in its literary context, or we are going to begin to seriously misunderstand the point Paul is making. His point is not, don't judge evil, because he's just said that which is evil is rightly under God's judgment. He's not saying deny that. His accusation is going to the person who cannot accurately identify that evil for what it is, because that person believes themselves to be right with God on the basis of the fact that they think they know what to judge. Now, I know this is a nuanced discussion, but I can promise you, if you just tear into these verses, detached from context, detached from the argument Paul has been building, detached from the rest of the Bible story, you're going to misunderstand the point Paul is making and the person to whom he is making that point. So, yet another reason to read your Bible carefully and take your time. And we'll continue this with the next verse in the next video.